Alright, we're going to try something different this morning. I'm going to try to do, or this afternoon, I don't even know what time it is, but I suddenly have a sweet tooth, so we're going to try to make creme brulee. So we're going to start out with 1/4 cup sugar. 1/4 cup. See? We're going to set that off to the side. Now we got to separate the yolks. And as you can see, this is more or less separated. So, I've got 4 more to do. 3 more to do, sorry. Alright, so we got the eggs separated and I only broke 1 yolk. But it doesn't matter because we're going to have to break them anyway. Now, as the recipe calls for, we're going to gradually mix in some sugar. Until the yolks start to combine a little bit, and we'll be able to see like a little ribbon. We're not there yet. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes. And while this is happening, I'm actually boiling a pint of whipping cream, or I'm going to get it to a boil. Right now I'm just warming it. And the next step is the big deal, because these egg yolks are cold and they have to warm them up. So we've got our sugar in. Got my egg white separated over here. And now it'll be 2 or 3 minutes. And I'll show you the ribbon when I'm done. So I think we're at that point. We're pretty good. You can see the little ribbon underneath. See it there? It just kind of slowly dissolves away. That's what they're talking about. The reason for that is so that the egg yolks don't get granular, because you don't want them to form into a solid within your stuff. So that only took me about 5 minutes by hand. It would have been way easier with a mixer, but it's also easier to mess up. So now what we got to do is make sure that we've got the milk nice and warm, and then we mix it in bit by bit. All right, here we go. Now the recipe, I've never made this before, so this should be fun. But the recipe says add milk a little bit at a time. And stir it in, because we're tempering the eggs. We don't want them to cook and form into an omelet here. We want the exact opposite. We want this to be creamy. So it takes a minute to get this hot milk in here. And we'll continue to do this until we have a nice tempered set of egg yolks and sugar and our whipping cream mixture. like so. So we're almost done here, and then we'll move on to the next step. No granular eggs. No granulation in the egg yolks. So as you can see here, we have a nice clean mixture. The eggs are now tempered. They're up to temperature. And as long as we don't get them above 165 degrees, they won't form into an omelet, because that's not what we want. All right, so next step's incoming. All right, now the fun part. The deal here is we cannot let this get above 165 degrees or I'm messing up the whole entire recipe. But we've got to let this thicken. All right, so we've already got, as you can see, we already got a coating here, but we want to take this down a little bit just to get it thickened so that it'll set. And we're nowhere near that right now. But if we get the heat too high on this, we're done. The eggs will then turn into an omelet, and I'll have a milky omelet instead of a nice sugary creme brulee. So we have to be super careful. I'm already pushing some heat here, so we're going to turn it down just a little bit. All right, so this is going to take me a while to get done, but I wanted to make a short about this, and you can tell we're already at 147 degrees. So the object here is to kind of steam it down, all right, but not get it to the temperature that the eggs cook themselves. That's the deal. So anything above 165 is dangerous. We're pushing 156 right now. And if I can keep it there, I will. So the stirring helps cool it down a little bit. But we're going to have to move this on and off the heat to make sure I don't cook these eggs. That's what we're going to have to do. So after I get this cooked down some, I'll be back. All right, people, I have taken it off the heat. As you can tell, I have a nice coating, and you can see there are some little bits in there that did form into little eggy pieces. So I'm going to have to run this through a sieve probably. But overall, I'm very pleased with the way this turned out. The eggs, I did keep it under 165 degrees. I could have added cornstarch, so I would have had more adjustments with the temperature. But I've added a tablespoon of vanilla extract to this to sweeten it up a little bit, and I'll probably throw in a tablespoon of cognac as well, just to give it flavor. So that's it, my friends. Creme brulee, first time making it. I will come back though and report after I post this, and maybe show a picture of what the finished product looks like. But that's all the cooking I'm doing for today, at least at this point. See y'all later. All right, so we're trying to finish off our creme brulee here. So what I'm doing is I've got about a half a cup of sugar and a third of a cup of water, and I am boiling this to make caramel that we're going to pour over top of these. That's the plan. So I've been boiling this a while. All right, it's starting to thicken up now, so anytime, what we should see is this start to turn brown. We don't want to get dark brown because it's going to be hot for a minute, and it should turn like a light nutty brown color. And once it does, we're going to pull it off the heat. You can see it's starting to turn now. And that should do it. That's a nice brown color, and we'll let that continue to cook for a little bit. And I'll be back when this has cooled down enough and I can pour it. And that's that. We poured the caramel on, and we'll ignore these two ugly ones over here. Those are my problem children. But this turned out pretty well. There's a lot of things that I would do differently if I do this again. First of all, I'd align these with the caramel in the first place, and I would have cooked the sauce longer. So that's it. See you guys later. All right, so now it's the moment of truth. Oh, look at that. It broke right up. That is pretty tasty. I did make a few mistakes with this. First of all, I kind of went a little lighter on the caramel. Secondly, because of the heat, it's caused this to not be as set. But I probably should have cooked the custard more and boiled it down a little bit. However, I'm not complaining. That's actually really tasty.